it's Dave from Redneck Garage here in Nashville. It quit raining a little bit. It's still a little bit overcast, but I've been doing some body work this morning. I've been doing some sanding. Just as a quick reminder, make sure that you wear your respirator when you're doing this bondo work, man, and don't get all that crap in your lungs. While we're working on the Jeep today, I've got a couple tips. I got something from Eastwood that I'm going to be using. We're down to the dusty, dirty part on the rear quarter panel. So let's take a look. Alright, so I got home early enough to set up my board. Put another skim coat on the side.
Hello.
It's windy.
Hey, buddy.
Gary came over. There's the Gare Bear. Hi, Gare Bear.
I'm good.
Yeah, he won't look at him running away. You know what? He's like the groundhog that comes up for like just a minute and then goes back down. Anyway, so it's smoothing out. It's looking better. Get the air file out as soon as this hardens up, and we'll hit her. But it looking good. Man, this weather kind of sucks. It's overcast. It's gray. Any minute I think it's going to rain on me, so I don't know if I'm going to apply more Bondo. Okay, so we're going to do a little closer look here. You can see that for the most part we've got our low spots filled in. There's a little one here, if you can see it, right there. That one's almost filled in. It's got just a hair of an imperfection. Little pinholes and gaps stuff, but for the most part, there's a low spot here. That's actually just different colors of Bondo right there for 2 layers. So it's pretty close on this back corner, and then of course this is going to get covered. So this is where my cover is going to be. The rest of that bottom is covered by the thing. So really we're in good shape on this back quarter panel. Okay, and from looking at the Jeep I can tell that I've got a pretty good high spot right here, so I'm going to have to knock that in, and I'm going to go ahead and bring my Bondo all the way up to right here where it's going to be less noticeable. This is also body line, so I'm going to bring a thin layer of Bondo out here after I knock this in just a hair. And then you've got your cover that goes over this portion of it, and of course around the top of the fender. But yeah, we're going to go ahead. There's a little bit right here too. The rest of it looks really nice. Now, one thing you have to remember is when we see this metal, that everything around this is low, so as we're sanding we got to be careful. Alright, it's starting to look pretty straight overall. Bought some goggles. This dust is tearing my contacts up, so I'm going to try using these to keep that dust out of my eyes. Now we need to sand it down, see where we end up. I may have to mute the sound when I listen to the video because it's windy out here today. Gotta love Bondo work, yay! I used to not wear gloves, but I tell you man, getting this Bondo off your hands is hard. So I started wearing gloves just to keep the Bondo, you can see it all over my hands now. It's just such a goopy mess. I started wearing gloves when I did the Bondo part of it. Jerry would call me a girl. Now I go ahead and add me some Evercoat, which makes it a little more smooth. And then it takes the same hardener. Ugh. Takes the same hardener, you just apply your hardener. I don't like it super hot. I like to give it a little time for it to harden up because it makes it too hard to work with. And then we're going to knead it just like bread. Mix it up good. Randy's back from his trip.
Yeah.
How was your trip, Randy?
lot of snow in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't like Michigan.
I do. I love Michigan.
Really? Oh, really? I thought you sent me a message how much you hated the snow.
No.
Yeah, you did.
Never
Don't
said
lie.
that.
All right, so we got our Bondo skin coat with the Evercoat in there, and it's pretty smooth. So we're going to let this harden up pretty good, and then I'm going to take a 100 grit and hit that. And hopefully we'll be getting close. And then, of course, on top of that, we're going to use a high build primer, polyester primer, wet sand that, so hopefully we'll be getting close to being done with this side. That's my wife's feet. She told me I couldn't tape her unless she was all purdy-fied up, so that's her feet. Say hi, baby. She's like Gary. I think her and Gary are related. You know, we're all related here in the South. Okay, Randy, go get the bed coating. We're just going to slather it up with some bed coating and be done with it. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay, see, he's a good helper. I went to my eye doctor today that said, tell that guy that just sits around drinking beer to do something. I said, that's all for the camera. This is Hollywood, baby. All right, that's it for today, man. This is got it pretty smooth. I've got some polyester putty over just a couple little bitty low spots, and it'll be easy to sand. I'll do some 110 on that, and then we should be getting close to being ready to prime. Getting close, man. All right, so that's it for the day. I'm done with sanding. I'm covered in dust. I'm going to take a shower, but it's looking really good. It's looking pretty smooth. Almost ready for our polyester primer high build, and then pretty much we'll wet sand it down, and that side will be ready to paint. David from Redneck Garage. Keep sanding.